Hey YouTube, I hope you are having a great Monday, great start to your week. This is Keri, your Tennessee girl here. I'm going to be doing a series of videos for first-time homebuyers. Anybody can watch these. If you're a first-time homebuyer, if you've been in your home for a very long time and you want to refresh your brain on how the home buying process works, maybe it worked totally different when you bought a home because everything's changed, this is for you. So come join and come learn as I walk you through the home buying process. This is going to be broken up into a few different series. This first one is going to be talking about the first steps. Why be a home buyer? Renting versus buying. Why pre-approval matters in the pre-approval process. Okay. So again, you don't have to be a first-time home buyer. If you just need a refresher on how this works, this is for you. All right. So let's get started. So this is my little handy dandy home buyer book. This is Make Your Housing Dreams Real, and this is so fun, so cute, and it has all about me in here and just a bunch of good information. If you are in Tennessee and you are wanting to buy a home and you call me to use me for your realtor and we sit down for a home buyer consultation, you will get one of my little handy dandy books that has checklists and all kind of neat little things in it. Okay, so first of all, renting versus buying. Why should I buy? First of all, rent is crazy high right now. I don't know if you've noticed. Rent is crazy high. You can have a decent mortgage payment for about the same amount that you're paying for rent. So, why rent instead of buy? Buying builds equity. Renting does not build equity. You are paying somebody else's house payments. You are not paying your own house payment. You are not building your own equity. Your first home does not have to be your forever home, okay? It is just that your first home. Nobody says that once you buy this home, you have to stay in it for the rest of your life. So nobody says that you have to be in this home forever. Buy the home, live in it 2 to 5 years, build some equity, and then you can... Sorry, I had to pause the video because my son just got off the bus and home from school and he walked in, and so I paused the video and now I have to pick up back where my train of thought was. So, buy the home, live it in a couple of years, build some equity, 2 to 5 years, resell it, put it back on the market, and you can do some little changes. You can add some paint, you can add new flooring, add new cabinets, whatever. Just, do some little things to touch it up, put it back on the market. You're more than likely, unless something crazy happens with the market, you're more than likely going to have some equity that you can take that equity and you can build to your next level home. Maybe it's more land, maybe it's more square footage, whatever it is that the idea you're trying to get to, okay? You're only going to build that equity if you're buying. You're not going to build that equity if you're renting. You're building somebody else's equity, okay? There's tax benefits that come with owning a home. There's stability. If you're renting somebody else's home, there's not always that stability. At any point in time, they can say, you know what, I'm really, really tired of this landowner business. I'm going to sell this house. And if the new buyers don't want to keep you on as tenants, then you're out of a home. So there's not always that housing stability. And you can personalize your own home. You can paint it, you can change it, you can tear down walls, you can new flooring, new cabinets, new counters, you can make spaces bigger and if you want, and it's yours to do with whatever you want to do with it. If you're living in somebody else's house, you have to ask permission, or you can't make those changes. You can't do those things, right? So those are the big reasons for buying versus renting. So you say, okay, Keri, I got that. What are my first steps? How do I get started? What do I do? You are going to start by interviewing some lenders in your area or in the area you want to be in. If you're living in, I don't know, Florida, Louisiana, California, New York, Illinois, whatever, you're living somewhere else and you want to come to Tennessee. Google, everybody's Googling everything, or TikTok, or social media, whatever. Find you 3 or 4 lenders in the areas you think you might want to be in and start interviewing. Call them, ask them questions, find out what things they have to offer. If you know you do not have 20% saved, 20% of 400,000 saved, then talk to them about what kind of down payment assistance they have. Talk to them about closing costs and title, because you're going to need those expenses. You're going to need money for inspections. So these are just some things that you need to be aware of, that you are going to need some upfront cost. Oftentimes different lenders have all kind of different programs to incorporate all those different things, except for the inspections. You will need your inspection and earnest money. We'll talk about that later. But oftentimes, lenders have different programs and different things that they can use for your closing costs, your title, and your down payment assistance, okay? So call lenders in the area you want to be in, interview them, ask them what they have. And if you're a teacher, police officer, whatever, sometimes there's even some special rates for the heroes, however they're being labeled now, but those positions. Okay? So call and interview lenders, find out what they have to offer. Now, why are we talking to lenders first? Why are we not, finding a realtor and finding a house? Why are we starting with lenders? Why pre-approval matters. You need to start with the lenders, interview them, pick one you like, and start talking to them and get your pre-approval. Pre-approval does not always pull a hard credit, okay? That comes later. They can do a pre-approval with a soft credit pull that doesn't go against your credit. So don't be too scared of getting that pre-approval. So why does the pre-approval matter? The pre-approval helps you to understand your financial condition, know exactly how much home you can afford before you begin your home search. I am not in the business of breaking hearts. If you contact me and you see this absolutely beautiful $550,000 home that you have your heart set on, and we go see it, you fall in love with it, hubby or wifey falls in love with it, kids fall in love with it, then you go to your pre-approval, you go to your lender to get your pre-approval to send me your pre-approval, because I can't send an offer without that pre-approval, and that pre-approval comes back that they can only get you pre-approved for $400. Well, now we're having to break hearts, and now I'm having to tell you can't have that house. Hubby and wifey can't have that house. The kids can't have that house, okay? I'm not in the business of breaking hearts. So pre-approval, it helps you understand your financial condition, to know exactly how much home you can afford before you can begin your search, and I don't have to break your heart. And then it strengthens your purchase power when making an offer. I cannot send an offer without a pre-approval or a proof of funds, okay? The seller's agents, they don't want to play games and waste time. Their sellers don't want to play games and waste time. If I send an offer They want to know that they're getting a legit offer, that you have the funds to buy it, that you intend to go through with this, because once we go under contract, they are expecting to get to the closing table, as well as you. You are expecting to get to the closing table also, okay? So, pre-approval first. Interview lenders, pick one, get your pre-approval in hand before we start looking. The pre-approval process. Your income. You're going to need your current pay stubs, usually for the last 2 months. If you are self-employed, different lenders have different special things for that, but most of the time you need 2 years of self-employment history showing an income. So if you have been self-employed and you have wrote everything off for the past 2 years to not pay your tax, to get out of paying taxes or whatever, and you showed that you made 0 profit, then we may have to be looking at some special circumstances or something. But there's different lenders with different programs out there that can help assist with that. You'll need your current W-2s or 1099s, usually for the last 2 years. Tax returns, usually for the last 2 years. Assets, your bank statements, investments, brokerage firm statements, your net worth of businesses owned if you own any businesses. And then your debts, your credit card statements, your loan statements, if you have any alimony or child support, things like that. Okay? So those are just some of the things that your lender will need to help you get started in your pre-approval process. All right, what not to do? This is a biggie. What do we not want to do when we are trying to buy a house? We do not quit our jobs. We do not quit our jobs when we're trying to buy a house. If your job is absolutely killing you, I get it. I understand. Buy your house. Have some kind of income lined up so that you don't default on your payments. Take care of your business. And then quit your job once we're closed. But again, I would definitely make sure you have something else lined up to fill its spot. But don't quit your job once you decide to start looking for a house. Do not quit your job. That's not the time to quit your job. That's not the time to go from a salary to a self-employed. Okay? Self-employed, they usually need 2 years of showing that you produced income. So do not leave your salary job. Not yet. Okay? Do not buy a car. You are trying to buy a house. Do not go buy that brand new car. Okay? If yours is on its last leg, do whatever you have to do to get it through closing, and then you can go buy a car. Do not buy a car while you're trying to buy a house. And then, kind of on the same lines, do not open a new credit card. Okay? I love shopping just as much as any other woman out there. Do not go into those stores and open those store credit cards. I don't care how much of a discount they're offering that day. Don't do it. Don't open a new credit card. Don't buy a car. Don't do anything that's going to take a hit against your credit when you are trying to buy a house. Okay? Just don't do it. All right. That is the first session. And then from there, we are going to talk about what happens after the pre-approval process on my next video. So you guys, if you have any questions, you know what to do. You drop them down below or you message me. All my information is out there everywhere. YouTube should have my email, my website, and my phone number. Google definitely has. I have a Google business page. I'm on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. I'm out there. You can message me. You can look at my website. You can leave a comment, okay? And I will happily answer any questions that you have about this first step of the home buying process. Bye for now.